Hi there, Dave Levine here. Thanks for joining me again for the Reflections of a People Developer and a podcast host. It's Monday evening at the beginning of the week, obviously, and it's been a day of mixed emotions, really. So my reflections are based on a number of emotions that have been sort of high and low. And I'm going to start off with my first meeting of the week, which was really good. Opportunity to get out and meet somebody face to face. Went for a walk and talk, which was fantastic. And it really got me thinking about being clear about what it is that I do and what I want to do, and not being overly convinced or persuaded to do something that's not right for me. And the offer was fantastic in terms of trying to develop some resources with an old colleague of mine who I really enjoy working with and respect. But it really touched on the buttons for me around what are my strengths, what are my super strengths, what do I really enjoy doing, what's my passion, and not just being drawn to what I believe I should do, what is right, when it's not going to be very enjoyable or actually use my time in the most effective and efficient way. So that kind of strength and being able to be truthful and honest to colleagues was also quite prevalent, really, in my discussion today. So it's really left me a little bit considering a little bit about, where do I go with this? Conversely, the discussion also covered so much ground. It's also opened up some opportunities, which really excite me because it could really add value. But I also have to watch the value that it adds to me and that it doesn't actually drain me of energy. So really conflicting kind of feelings from my discussion today. Moving on then to further on during the day, I received a great email and some feedback on a podcast that I released today. And the gentleman that was my guest sent through a fabulous email, just giving me his feedback in terms of how he felt it went and when he's listened back to it, and provided me with some great feedback in terms of the questions that I asked and the way I made him feel. And that's something really pertinent to me, given that I really want to try and make my guests feel as if they're cared for, respected, add value, but also challenge them to help them develop themselves so they get some sort of personal value out of it, as well as provide that to the guests. So it was a really great bit of feedback and spurred me on, to be honest, because it is quite a hard journey being a podcast host in terms of me doing everything, drumming up the interest, finding the guests, editing the podcasts, and also marketing them. So to hear that it's landed for one or two people really makes it worthwhile, and gives me some sort of feedback in terms of value and worth. And the last point of the day was, and this plays into my emotions being quite low, is that I missed a meeting that I had in the diary, and I'm really a bit fed up with myself because that's something I've usually prided myself. So it was a client that I've not done a great deal of work before, had it in the diary, really looking forward to the meeting, and I missed it because I was actually engaged with a different client. And time seemed to run away with me today because I just feel a little bit out of sorts with timings, given that my kids have all gone back to school today. So it's been a bit of an odd day. So partly beating myself up because I didn't want to let somebody down, which is not what I want to do, but also gave me that real reality check a bit about we're all human. We're all human, and we do make mistakes and we do let people down. And I've apologised profusely and have kind of made up for it, and will bring the work forward over the next couple of days or so. But it did make me recognise a little bit again that we are all human, and I do need to watch myself, because if I overload, then I'm likely to drop things and let people down, which is the one thing I don't want to do and never feel very proud about doing. But so a really mixed day. It's been good. Lots of learning going on, lots of opportunities to play with and consider in my mind, and really keen to move things forward. But I think the overall thing I really need to consider still is about, what am I doing? What's the strategy? Being really clear and concise, rather than blowing with the wind in terms of what's shiny and what feels good and what I would feel like I want to get engaged with. But I need to be really sort of clear about my direction. So that's me for today. Busy day ahead tomorrow. Hopefully, get working on some of the projects that are in my you know top of my list of things I need to do. So they're in the important box, not just the urgent box. So looking forward to tomorrow, and looking forward to you joining me for further reflections throughout the week. So over and out, and I'll see you again soon for David Levine's Reflections of a People Developer and Podcast Host. All right, take care. See you soon.